Defender drone detected.
Got it.
Helo is headed back. An agent needs assistance. Nearby rogue agent killed. Now detecting contaminated gear. Contaminated gear detected. Agent down. Extraction called for.
Son of a bitch.
Helo almost at extraction zone.
Chopper inbound.
Extraction called. An agent needs assistance. Agent down.
What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 build video. Now this is going to be my first build video for Warlords of New York Year 2, and it is a PvP build. I know you guys have already watched the gameplay I had earlier today, as well as my new intro. Let me know in the comments section below what you guys think about that. Shout out to the DoD, Disciples of Doom. We are always doing work in Xbox. But alright you guys. We are going to talk about this build. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Remember, if you guys enjoy this in any way, shape, or form, make sure you hit that thumbs up. If you have any questions for me at all, let me know in the comment section below. And if you are new to this channel and you do subscribe, just make sure you ring that notification bell. That way you get notified each and every time I bring you another Division 2 video. But alright, so here it is. It is an SMG build. It is a PvP build. Well, I guess you could use it in PvE. It doesn't matter. Yeah, and this thing smacks. A lot of these pieces that I have in this build you can buy at Casa Mendoza. So whenever I go over them, I'll let you know what pieces and where. And also, another good part of this build I bought at the clan vendor. So whenever I get to that, I'll show you guys that as well. But, as you guys can see, it is, yeah, this thing's a lot of fun. Starting off up top at the Specialization, I am running Demolitionist. I do that for the explosive damage. I do that for the crit chance laser pointer that I am using. And I also do that for the damage to targets out of cover. And whenever I can use the Specialization, I do. But obviously in the Dark Zone, you can't. So, yeah. But, yeah, so that's that. Going down to the weapons. I'm using two different SMGs. I am using the all-new named SMG, the Grudge. And this one's pretty cool. And my secondary, I'm using a Tactical Vector SBR 9mm. Now, this Vector you can buy at Casa Mendoza, just so you know. You get the Grudge by just completing the campaign. So that's not a really hard one. A lot of people want a video on that, but I mean, all you have to do is play the campaign and you get it. So yeah, those are the two weapons I use primarily for my sidearm. I chose the double barrel sawed-off. I haven't rolled anything onto it yet, so yeah, the rolls are a little weird, But I do have Ranger on it, amplifies weapon damage for every 5 meters you are from the target, and it hits for 862.6k. That thing's a monster. All those glass cannons out there and skill builds out there, this could pretty much one-shot them. But those are the weapons. Let's actually get into detail about my primary weapons. So starting off with the Grudge. Base damage, swerve, let me put on the base. So the base damage, 44.7k. With this build it goes up to 75.5k. The core attributes, SMG damage, God rolled at 15%. Crit chance, 17%. And for the attribute, magazine size at 6%. The Grudge comes with the perfect talent, Perfect Vindictive. Killing an enemy with a status effect applied grants you and all your allies within 20 meters 18% crit chance and 18% crit damage. So having the crit on the crit with the perfect talent that gives you more crit, it's starting to make sense to you, I hope. Now as far as the mods, I chose all crit. So for the optic, rugged mini reflex sight for that 5% crit chance. For the magazine, I chose the extended mag for the extra bullets. For the laser pointer, like I said earlier, that demolitionist gives you that 7% crit chance laser pointer. And the suppressor, I chose the Osprey 9 suppressor, giving me 5% more crit chance. Now the secondary, the Vector, pretty much the same thing. Rugged mini reflex, the small laser pointer, except for this one I cannot put the suppressor on it, with it being the Vector 9mm. So I chose the Flash Hider, giving me more crit damage. So this one has a little bit more crit damage than the other one. And it also has Optimist on it, which is a beast. Oh, and yeah, this has crit chance, damage to targets out of cover, Optimist, and it's also God rolled at 15% SMG damage. Both of these things hit. But enough about the weapons, let's get into the gear. So before I actually go through each gear item, let's do a little quick overview. So it shows on there my primary base damage is 75.5k. My armor currently 1.2 mil, and my health is at 270.3k. I am running 4 pieces of True Patriot. I am running 1 of this Cheska Vriba and 1 of the Sokolov Concern. Starting off with the mask, True Patriot mask. The gear set bonuses, we'll just go through it this one time. So running 2 pieces of True Patriot, I get 30% ammo capacity. I get 30% magazine capacity for running 3 pieces. And for the 4 piece, this is new, so pay attention. Red, white, and blue. Every 2 seconds, enemies you shoot receive a stack debuff of red, white, and blue. Red amplifies the enemy's damage taken by 8%. White, shooting the enemy repairs you and your allies' armor by 5% every second. And blue decreases the amount of damage the enemy is dealing towards you. And then when I get that full flag, enemies that die under the effect of all 3 debuffs create a 5-meter explosion, dealing damage equal to their health and armor. That is insane. I think that the explosion radius being 5 meters, I think that could be a little bit bigger, 7 to 10 meters maybe. But that explosion's insane. It kind of looks like fireworks, like 4th of July. You might have been able to see it in that gameplay, maybe not, but it's really cool. And by the way, when they are under all of these 3 debuffs, they are taking 8% more damage, they are dealing 8% less damage, and every time you shoot them, you and your allies get 5% of their armor back each second. Like, True Patriot now is insane. This is pretty much insane. Now for the core attribute, it is armor. This one's pretty low at 103,000. But for the attributes, I rolled on there 5.9 crit chance, and it also came with armor on kill at 15,165. Now, with me running the chest piece and the backpack of True Patriot, you can see in the bottom right corner of each item there's that little symbol. That means there's an additional talent that amplifies these gear set bonuses. So for the chest piece, you scroll down to the talent. It says waving the flag increases your red, white, and blue rotation speed to 1.5 seconds. So I can get them at full flag faster. And then for the backpack also has a talent that amplifies the gear set, and this one is called Patriotic Boost. It increases your red, white, and blue debuff strength. So now instead of 8%, it's 12, and instead of 5%, it's 8. So the coolest thing about running it this way is now I get the rotation speed faster, so I can get them on full flag faster. And when I have them on debuffs, my debuffs are even better. So they are dealing 12% less damage. They are taking 12% less damage. And me and my allies are healing each other by 8% armor each second we are shooting them with these debuffs. It's pretty OP. I like it a lot. I'm really digging this True Patriot. But alright, so those are the entire gear set bonuses and the additional talents that amplify those gear set bonuses. So let's finish up with the gear. True Patriot backpack. Scroll down to the attributes. Core attribute armor 137,320. I rolled crit damage at 9.7%, and it came with armor on kill of 8,424. For the gloves, the Cheska Verba, I'm going to butcher that every time, you guys. I'm sorry. But anyways, this is a new brand set that was introduced in year 2, and I am using only one piece of it, so I get the first brand set bonus being 10% crit chance. For the core attribute, 15% weapon damage, and for the normal attributes, I have hazard protection at 9.5 and crit chance at 4.3. Now this piece right here, I bought at the clan vendor, I believe. Let me see. So we're right next to it. So for this one, that's where I got my holster. There's your True Patriot holster. I'm wearing it right now. And there are the gloves. So you can get 2 out of the 6 pieces right here at the clan vendor. Going back to it, at the gloves, the core attribute is God rolled at 15% weapon damage. And then the normal attributes, that hazard protection at 9.5 is okay. And then I rolled on there the crit chance at 4.3. The chest piece, True Patriot, core attribute 144,181. Normal attributes, I rolled on there. God rolled crit chance at 6. And it has armor on kill at 8,424. Down to the holster. This is the holster that I just showed you at the clan vendor. The only difference is I rolled on their crit damage. So the core attribute is at 137,320, and I rolled on their 8.1% crit damage. And finally, the knee pads, the worst piece of gear in this entire thing. Sokolov Concern knee pads. The only reason I am using these knee pads is for that 10% SMG damage. The only reason. If there's some way I could get around it, I would. But right now, especially with Warlords that just got released 2 days ago, yeah, this is a work in progress. So hopefully I get some better knee pads shortly. But Sokolov Concern knee pads, core attribute, weapon damage, rolled on there 13.6%. And then it came with status effects at 7 and weapon handling at 9. And that is the overall build. The way I use it is I use the shock trap and the explosive seekers. Remember, I am using perfectly vindictive. So I want them on a status effect when I kill them because I get all that extra crit. And once I get the vindictive to proc, I can switch to my vector and just go to town. Finish off with the stat sheet. So like I said before, the weapon talents, I have Perfect Vindictive on my primary, Optimist on my secondary, and Ranger on my sidearm. Weapon stat sheet, this is for This is for the primary weapon, my Grudge. Base damage 75,477. In PvP it drops down to 41,512. I have max crit chance at 60%, 42.8% crit damage, and 50% headshot damage. Down to the offensive tab, I have 29% all weapon damage and 15% AR damage. So yes, this is more of a tank than this is a damage build. But like you saw with all those debuffs and everything that I get, it's, whew, this thing hits. Now as far as the gear talents, I am using the Patriotic Boost and the Waving the Flag. Both of those amplify my gear set bonuses. And in the defensive tab, I have 1,186,562 armor. It rounds up to 1.2 mil. I get 32,013 armor on kill, not that much, but it's better than nothing. And I have 270,270 health. Hazard protection 9.5%, also better than nothing. That's it, you guys. Nothing too crazy. This is my first real build with year 2. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know in the comment section below how you guys would run it. I am Kamikazevondoom. Hit that like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.